Are you ready to turn your speaking into a more profitable marketing strategy? Then you're going to love my limited series podcast, Public Speaking Monetization Tips. In each short, actionable episode, I share insider strategies to help you land more speaking opportunities, attract your ideal clients, and confidently sell from the stage without ever feeling salesy. So if you're ready to get booked, seen, and paid, search for public speaking monetization tips on your favorite podcast app and start listening today. Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Laurie-Ann Mirabito, and you are listening to Be in Demand. This is the podcast where I help entrepreneurs just like you leverage speaking opportunities as your best form of marketing to get positioned as the expert and monetize your message. Today is a very special speaker breakthrough session with my friend, Amy Moeller. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Laurie-Ann. I'm so excited to be here.
To get us started, if you can just explain what you do and who you help.
So I work with women who are in the second half or the last third of their life. Probably 50 plus is the age. My passion is helping women create a life they love. So I call my course No BS Living, and it's about creating a life you love and living it without regret.
Love that. And are you using speaking as your best form of marketing?
Not yet. Not yet.
Which is why we're here together.
Exactly.
So what specifically, if you could say, here's the one thing that I would like coaching around.
So I think it's really about just getting started. Like I have the story, why I do what I do. And the biggest passion I have is I see so many women who have lived their life up to this point of doing everything for everybody else. And they, somewhere along the line, whether they poured themselves into kids or a job or a marriage or whatever, they're here at this point and they don't even possibly, I hate the word cliche that they don't know who they are, but somehow they haven't even really thought about themselves and what they want. And so many of them feel that the best part of life is beyond them. And I'm like, oh, no. Nope. It is not. Like, I truly, truly believe that women are just getting started I'm 62, but I think that women are truly just getting started in the second half of their life. And so my goal is to, within a speech, inspire women to really take a look at their life and really look at their mindset and start dreaming again and start really thinking that it is possible to create a life that they love, that maybe they're just getting started. So I think a speech around that and really just crafting that to be able to get the message out there.
Okay. So that's a lot of things. And you started off with, I want to get started. I have the story. Talk about getting started. And where do your clients come from?
I would say most of them are on social media, and I am on Instagram more than not, although I am looking at picking up Facebook because I think that's just silly not to nurture that as well.
So they're coming from they're coming from social media. And I want you just to visually see your clients and tell me, is there a common denominator in them? Like, are they typically from corporate? Are they single moms, live in the Southwest? Is there a common denominator that you can see that seems to flow through most of them?
I would say, the wide version of that is that they're in a transitional part of their life. So whether they're empty nesters or retiring or that type of thing. But I would say probably more than not, they are empty nesters.
Okay. So you just said something that I was just like, ooh, there's an industry. So what I'm trying to do with you is where do these people hang out so that you can go and speak there? and speak to a group of people that would potentially, like an audience that will have potentially a lot of your ideal clients in it. Not 100, it doesn't have to be 100%, but I want it to be at least a place where we could find them that more than 50% of the audience qualifies as one of your ideal clients. And so you just said retirement and empty nesters. And they're financial planners. Now, here's why I'm also picking that industry. The financial industry also does a lot of education. A lot of times they actually have events where they're teaching people or preparing people for retirement, and to also have you as one of those speakers.
That's like that's actually a great idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm full of them. Right there would be an audience of your ideal clients. And if there are men in the audience, since you do work with women, the men that are in the audience, their wives might not be there, their siblings might not be there, where they become referral agents for you. But also, it could also be like insurance brokers too, insurance agents. Oh my God, that's like a whole other industry. But those people have access to the ideal clients that you're trying to reach out to. So let's just talk about insurance. But what I have found is that the insurance and financial industries are constantly having talks, constantly have meetings. I believe for insurance, they also have to maintain and earn a certain number of credits. I could be wrong on that, but I've spoken for the New Hampshire Women's Association of Life Insurance Agents.
Like I was even thinking health insurance, like
health insurance,
like health, or like health companies, like, yeah. Because there's so many programs for, people through insurance, and a lot of them are geared toward an older audience. So yeah.
Exactly. Now, is the older audience on Instagram?
Probably 50 to 70. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't actually know the answer. Yeah.
Well, it would be something interesting to actually do a poll on your Instagram. I mean, I follow you on Instagram. I know that you're very big on Instagram, but to be able to do a poll for the people who are following you that do watch stories, and just ask them, what age group are you? Just to be able to like collect some data from them. It's people who do answer you, I would send them a message and just ask them, do you ever go to any preparing for retirement type classes, programs? What sort of meetings do you ever attend, or conferences? And just collecting that data from them who are watching you, so that you could then pitch yourself to those type of organizations.
Right. That's a great idea.
Okay. I was having doubts that you liked that one.
No, I like that. I'm thinking. I'm trying to think and not talk. If I talk a lot.
Okay. So what else? So, all right. So let's just focus on the getting started. I think the retirement and financial industry, and the financial industry, includes like banking and also insurance and the investment side. They would be a great industry for you just to like solely target. And from there, just to be able to build that relationship with those people. Do you have a financial advisor?
I do.
Okay. I would reach out to them. Do you have an insurance person?
Yeah, I do.
Fabulous.
I don't, yes, I do.
Okay. How many people can you think of off the top of your head that you could have a conversation with in the next 2 weeks?
I actually know someone that I met at an event that I'm in Cincinnati, that works in Columbus, and she is a financial advisor for all women. She does mostly women.
Ooh, that's a good person to talk to. All right.
That's what came to my mind.
Okay. So she's one person that you're going to have a conversation with. How many others can you say that you do? Like, I could have a conversation with my own insurance agent, my own financial advisor, et cetera, et cetera. How many people do you think you can have conversations with?
I mean, off the top of my head that I could probably just come up with immediately is probably 5 to 7, but that would be a start, right?
That's a great
Yeah.
start. Okay. And that includes
Yeah.
that woman from Columbus. Okay. So 5 to 7.
Well, and I have a friend that that hit it off very well and is probably going to reconnect with someone she met on a trip, and she's a financial planner in San Diego.
Okay. So are we saying now I know 5 to 8 people?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So 5 to 8 people that you can have a conversation with in the next. All right. Because it's 8 people, I'm going to say, I'd like you to reach out to all of them. And you might have to do some follow-up, but I want you to have conversations with as many of those people over the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
And you want to find out what sort of meetings, conferences, events that they attend regularly or also yearly.
Okay.
And if there is a local group, because you're in Cincinnati, which is not a small city, so I'm sure that there's like a lot of places that you can be speaking.
Yes.
Who can get you in front of the right people from these people? So this is just like, for example, let's just say you talk to John and you have a great conversation with John. And I'm just making up John's name for everybody who's listening. So you just have a great conversation with him, and he belongs to, let's say, 2 different insurance associations in the area, and they have meetings every month. He doesn't always attend the meetings every month, depends on his schedule, but this is the sort of information that you could find out during a connection call.
Right.
And then who would he suggest that you reach out to that is in charge of hiring the speakers, in charge of booking the speakers?
Okay.
The cherry on top of that sundae is, can he make an email introduction for you?
Right.
And then from there, you just have to, here's what I speak on, and then be able to tie it into the audience. Because let's remember, it's going to be insurance people that are going to be in the audience. For example, you're speaking to an audience of your referral agents.
Right.
Does that make sense?
So let me ask you a question about this.
Yeah.
So my mind is, let's say, I get to that person, right? And I'm thinking in my mind, like, I don't even have a speech written. Like I could write it, right? But it's the practicing and getting out there and getting on stage and doing whatever. Like, while I'm doing that, what do you recommend? I mean, obviously, I know that's what you do, and it would be amazing to work with you in order, because I think, from the creating something that you think is good versus actually presenting it out there, there's lots more to it than that.
There is. And we can definitely talk more about that later. But also keep in mind, let's just say you have a conversation with somebody who's part of the association and they book all the speakers and they say to you, oh yeah, we've got an opening next week. You don't have to say yes.
But could I?
Yes, you most certainly can.
Yeah.
Yes, but if you feel like, oh my God, I don't have my speech put together, you can say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm already booked. How about, and then off, like, whatever the next month is.
So what about when they say, where have you spoken to previously?
Well, where have you spoken previously? And what they're looking for is they're looking for evidence that you're not going to get up in front of their audience and then you get the deer in the headlight look and you freeze. That's what they don't want. You could just send them to your Instagram account. Here you go. If you've been on any podcast, you could refer them. I will send you some links to different podcasts that I've spoken on. So basically what you're doing is you're saying like you're not coming out and saying, I haven't spoken on any stages, because you're just getting started. But you are diverting them to getting the information that they want. They want to hear you speak. So send them to an Instagram, send them a copy of like a webinar, a masterclass, anything that you've spoken at or on.
Okay.
And then also, like, if there's any podcast, you could just send them the link. Like, here's an episode that I guested on with this particular podcast.
Okay.
We're just providing other pieces of evidence.
Right.
How does that sound?
That sounds good. I mean, I actually, like, I've been thinking about it ever since I met you in Sedona, right? In Sedona. And it was actually like speaking, like, so I've been writing in my gratitude journal and my affirmations for like 5 years. And it has always said, I am a New York Times writer and speaker. I've written that every single time, right? And I know, right? And so I'm like, why didn't I ever think about like actually crafting a speech to go along with my business to do that, right? Like I always envisioned that the speech would come after I was successful and after I wrote the book and after, I had a huge community built. And I mean, it actually makes so much sense to me. And it's kind of really exciting to me that you can do that and connect with people outside of just being on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's my catchphrase. Speaking's the fastest way to grow your business. Instead of waiting for the book deal to start speaking. I mean, you start speaking to grow your audience so that the big publishers reach out to you and say, can you write a book for us? We want to hire you to write them. I mean, that's happened to my clients before. Publisher reached out to her and said, we want you to write a book on home organization. And they paid her to do it. That opportunity came to her all because she said yes to speaking.
Right.
Because she said yes to being on the stage. So, it's my favorite thing to do. So
I know. I'm a believer.
Okay. So you've got 5 to 8 people that you're going to reach out to, and then you're going to have the conversations with them. You're going to gather lots of information and then see if they can refer you to whoever's in charge of booking speakers for those meetings and conferences.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to check up on you.
Hopefully before 6 weeks. I know. However long. What did we say? 6 weeks?
No, I said 3 weeks. You can.
Oh, 3 weeks. Okay.
You can be able to talk to these people, 5 to 8 people within the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, Amy, I love what you do. I think that there is a huge audience for you to be impacting and influencing and offering solutions, especially since in Eastern medicine, they consider this second phase of women's lives, their second wind is what they call it. I learned that from another one of my clients. But before we end, and before you do a big shout out for where people can find you, tell me what 1 or 2 gold nuggets are that you're walking away with today.
I think the big thing that is, which you're confirming, that creating or crafting a speech is probably one of the quickest ways to grow your business, and to also and as a result, that creates more people that you meet that hear about you, may refer you, and that it's really something that you should do from the beginning and not wait till later. So, and because I also think, like, I also think that in order to become a really good speaker, you have to practice and you have to do it, and you have to, start in a small room and get bigger and really develop what you're going to do so that, you can do it well.
I call it putting in the reps. You just do it again and again and again. And that's the beauty of having an in-demand signature speech, a speech that you give over and over and over again, but you get really good at delivering that same speech. So will you tell people where they can find you and follow you?
Yes. So my website is Amy Moeller. It's AMY and then MOELLER.com. And on Instagram, I am Hello Amy Moeller. And on Facebook, you can Google No BS Living, which is the name of my course, or Amy Moeller, and you'll find it. So
fabulous. Fabulous.
Thank you.
And I'm sure like all of the links to Facebook and Instagram is on your website.
I believe they are.
She's going to go
I'm going to check that.
That's
a very good question. Yep.
That's funny. Okay. So thank you so much, Amy, for joining us. And if you are a coach, a consultant, or a service provider, and you are tired of hearing crickets on social media and you're ready to make money, then this is for you. I want to connect with you for a free speaker breakthrough session. And during this 20-minute session, which you just got to witness with Amy, I will analyze where you are currently leaving opportunity and money and visibility on the table so that you get seen by the right people who can actually hire you, which is always so much fun. And to book that session, all you got to do is go to speakandstandout.com/SBS, which stands for Speaker Breakthrough Session. And that link will be down in the show notes. So till next time, be in demand. Are you tired of hearing crickets on social media? Wondering where to get seen by the right people? Or frustrated with the growth of your business? Then the Speaker Breakthrough Session is just for you. During this free 20-minute discovery call, I'll help you recognize where you're leaving money and opportunity on the table. You'll walk away with tips and a strategy to leverage speaking opportunities to get positioned as the expert, visible to the right people, and monetize your expertise. Book your call at speakandstandout.com/SBS for Speaker Breakthrough Session.